Oh. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this is for you. That's right, it's morning for me. I'm in Ojibwe in Ojibwe, so you say good morning. It's a little after 9. Welcome, it's me, Wingish Nibe, Mijanki Kwe, sweet grass water medicine woman, your friendly, freaky ass medicine woman. So Christianna, Chris Carr, superstar. Oh, this beautiful divine being right here. And welcome, you beautiful divine beings, right here too. I'll start off by saying thank you. All those that sent a little message to me, whether, directly, like in a text that I could read, or that energy, I could feel that. As you can see, it makes a difference. You watch my videos, they do. I have a crying one. I have, that's why I opened today with that smudge too. That was a pretty raw, real, truthful look. The raw emotions, because I had just gotten a call just on the Wednesday there, right? So that was all fresh, right? I feel it as it happens, right? Instead of it denying and ignoring and suppressing, because I did that too much in my life, and I've got the results of that now, right? I deal with issues here, all trying to deny my own feelings, and that, I had needs too, or that I'm so super strong, right? It was my physical strength that was my, super crazy car, strong, let me lift the heaviest thing. So that's a lot of how I identified with myself. So with that being not taken from me, but my body saying, oh, hello, right? I need you to pay attention to me, I need you to take care of me. Otherwise, right, I'm going to give out on you. And it has, and thank God, not completely, right? But I think it helps. I'm not adding on to that as I'm feeling and I'm healing and releasing as it's coming up. Because it's a difficult place to be in, when you're told really there's nothing you can do. And the more you do, the more you're like driving the nails in your own coffin, because the way it's been set up that it doesn't matter what I say, right? Somebody says, oh, she's so defensive. And then just to say I'm not defensive, well, there's a defensive statement, right? So it's things like that where things can be made to look like something that they're not, right? Like you can say a phrase in many different ways and it means different things. Or you get it there. Somebody says, how are you today? Right? That sounds more like a sermon. How are you today? Right? Oh, well, what's the tone? It kind of takes the meaning from that, right? Does that sound so caring and whatever? I need to think about those and how our things reflect others. So I reached out for my help and my support. I missed my ladies' circle last night. Was missed women's circle. My dad reminded me at 9, but I'd had a call earlier. Did a little video chat earlier. A beautiful being. Oh, such a blessing in my life. I'm so glad that God had our claws path. Paths cross. Okay, there we go. Let me just speak properly then, eh? It helps to get people to understand what you're saying if you can actually say the correct words. Words that make sense. So, yeah, I'm at this point with my kids. There is that truth in that I'm at this point because there's lies, and it is a fact in the court things because my own family wrote directly against me and in favor of him, and as the courts see that, that's unusual. That's unusual, so that's why, in my case, they're not looking at the history of those relationships. Because a couple of them barely know me, right? So it's the key ones. My firstborn son and my mother. Never mind the other ones, really. My firstborn son didn't actually write a letter directly. His was included in private emails. My mother wrote directly. Said lies about me. Which is shocking, And I posted something about a lot of us, we have less boundaries with their families because we're afraid to prove their love is conditional. And that was, I feel like as long as I was my mom's puppet on a string, doing whatever to make her look good, then I was okay and I was accepted. When I was just me, I embarrassed her. I was an embarrassment to her, and I could feel that. And as we got older, it was more embarrassing for me to go up. This is my mom. I do have a name, and it was like, okay, you're my mom. And those things that I really admired about my mom seemed that it wasn't really real then. So, it's a tough thing. I don't want my kids to experience that with me. I don't want to be so caught up in my emotions where I'm not at, because my life is gone. I'm grateful. I had a good childhood, for the most part of it. I felt stability. I had a stable home when my mom and dad were together. I was able to be a child. I didn't have to protect my mother. My daddy was there, right? He was stronger than I was. He could do a better job of protecting her anyway. So in my little child brain, then I was free to go be a child, to go explore. I didn't have to take care of my mother. I didn't have to make sure she didn't kill herself. That's tough. Tough on a child. I've been hearing stories about my mom killing herself since I was 6 years old. Earliest recollections at 156 Dunlop Street East. So we lived in that attic apartment. That's a lot for a little to take on. It's a lot for a little to take on. So it's not a fault or whatever, but for me going through this, I need to recognize that that's what my little went through, you know? But I couldn't acknowledge that as young because why? Why? Because, you know, my mom was looked at as the hero in the family or whatever that was. I don't know. I don't know how people looked at her, but I know that, you know, a lot of people come to our house. I know a lot of people stayed with us. You know, their house burnt down, they had stuff going on, crisis, whatever. They come to our house, you know. Even though they probably made the least amount of money than most of the people in the family, I mean, they still were able to budget, had it more. Not most, and please, like, you know, if anybody's getting offended by it, please look inside yourself, okay? Because I'm not talking about anybody in particular. And I love my family. I'm not putting them down, and all families have that in them. It's not, ugh. I love my family. All of my family. All their idiosyncrasies and all that. And I always have. My love is truly unconditional. I still love my mother. I still love that ex. Because I love who they really are. And that's who we all really are. Connection to this great oneness divine. And, you know, it's the doing. It's not the beings. It's what those beings are doing. And they're not living an honest life. So, you know, that'll always catch up to you. It's just a shame when kids have to be part of that. You know, I've been taught damage control and all that, so I know that we will be fine. No matter what, right? Even if I don't have a big home to bring them to. Even if it's... Now I've just got to go get a van and convert a van and then just pick them up in that. And we'll see how long that'll last. And until they say, oh, you can't do this no more. Right? Will I end up back in low-income housing? I mean, I hope not. It was helpful, but that's... I worked hard to get us out of that into a place for more stability. Because I saw a whole lot worse stuff there. There's a lot worse stuff that happened. So that's where I'm at right now. Fleas. There's been fleas. I don't know. I have my children home for this weekend. That'll be nice. We got a little more snow. That's the thing. I have fun for them. With them, they go home and then they get something even bigger than what mom can do, right? So everything that I do and try and have fun with them, well, it gets overridden by something that's bigger and flashier. So it's easy to forget those special things that mom does. Because it's the same days, right? When I bring them back, so they have time with their mom, every time I bring them back, there is something, you know, here you go, you survived your mother, so let's give you this. When it's not, I don't know what's going on. I just, you know, even with the parties, right? And there was a big thing that, oh, I wanted a princess party and all that. And Mom can't do all that kind of stuff. I don't have the money. I'm so focused on materialistic. I was raised with love. We didn't have a lot of money. We had love. We were rich with love. That's why I wanted to pass on to my kids. But I see, you know, it's the material things, which is, hey, it's society. It's not just my kids. They're not horrible or whatever. This is what we put our friggin' value on. Materialistic things. Like success is how much you got, how big your house is, how many cars you got in your driveway, whatever. That's not successful. Success to me is being kind, being a kind human being. That's successful. To love even when your heart's been shattered. That's true success. To stand in the truth and in the light when everybody is dragging you or pulling you or trying to suck you in to the depths of the darkness. Hey, right? I mean, you gotta go into that darkness to find the light sometimes. Sometimes we've hidden the best parts of ourselves in that darkness. Somebody else said that wasn't acceptable. Why do you like the things about yourself? What is it that you like about yourself? What don't you like about yourself? Where'd that come from? Is it things you don't like about yourself because, it's something for yourself, or because somebody else said they didn't like that, or that was unacceptable, or whatever, right? Just looking within. Free flowing to Friday. 18 minutes. Let's just jump in her quick. Jump in her quick. Calling in all of our directions from the east, path of illumination and clarity, place of fire, place of man. Calling back all of our energies from the south. That's the child, the emotions, the place of innocence, waters. Calling back all of our energies from the west. That's the physical, the earth, place of introspection, the woman. Calling back all of our energies from the north. That's the wisdom years, the air, the mental. And yes, we walk our red road. This earth walk goes from south in childhood up to adulthood. Retreat. We don't do much retreating then, do we, as kids? We go. Hopefully we learn to retreat before we get up there, and then we go back to nap time. We begin with nap time in infancy, and we go back to nap time in geriatric time. All right? I don't know. Up there where we're able to do those deep dives, that's the wisdom of it. We don't stay on the surface. We go deeper into our subconscious and all of that and seeing what makes us tick. And remind everybody else that's the wisdom, learning that, hey, we're responsible for this being. That's how we change the world. The world gets changed one person at a time. We're focused on everybody else who's helping with that inside. Who's doing that deep dive in us? Nobody can. Nobody can. No. We got, guides and help on that other side that can, but there's no human being that can get inside of you. And east to west is the blue road of spirit. That's who we connect to. That's how it can help us with those deep divings, right? And into that innocence that we all are. And that's what spirit sees in us. Spirit sees us as all innocent. Spirit isn't judging us the way we judge each other. That love is truly unconditional. And sees us all as innocent. We're here learning from, and some people have to repeat things over and over. Some take longer to learn. There's no right or wrong. It helps or hurts. But look at what you're doing to yourself. That's what we need to look at, ourselves. Okay? Because, hey, if we don't look at ourselves, are we innocent going around hurting others? If we refuse to look at ourselves? If we, whatever? I don't know what that is. What is it saying to you? East to west is the blue road of the spirit. East to west in that cradle. Lord, that ability to respond. When we tap into that spirit, we can really see. We can see, okay, it's in the higher order, It's not my little pigly brain, so help me. I don't know what I'm saying. Connecting with that spirit, help me to respond instead of reacting. Like yesterday was so much of a reaction. Raw reaction to a call from Wednesday. I couldn't deal at all with that on the Wednesday because my daughter was here. I don't want her seeing all of that. I don't want any of my kids seeing all of that. Well, I put it on YouTube, they can watch that, but their mother's human, so hopefully they see that. Mom's human, knows that I love them. Above, below, and within. Whoops. Embrace the unknown. That's flashing up there. Whirling, hold it, retrieved, and giving it away. Look at if we did that all, right? Embrace it. Embrace the unknown. See us all as one. No exceptions. No exceptions. What you do to you, you do to others. If you want to help change the world, you want to bring peace in the world, begin within. We change the world one person at a time. And what? Who's the person you can change? Right? You. Nobody else. Nobody else but you. But you can't change nobody else but you. Begin within, begin within. You can't change nobody else but you. Okay. Let's spread them around. Spread them around town. Spread them around. Spread them around. Spread them around. Spread around the town. There we go. Lift it up. Eagle make big circle. There we go. Here we go, because this is how, right? We go in cycles, not circles. Cycles. If you're in a circle, shake your head. Get up to the cycle. I don't know what. Swing. We all gotta swing it, right? We gotta swing. We gotta swing. We gotta swing, 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 swing. Swing it, swing it. We're swinging it. Acknowledging it, though. You don't swing it without acknowledging it first. Oh, I'm sad. Let me swing to being happy without acknowledging why I'm sad, right? It needs to be acknowledged. We all do. We all just want to be seen. So it's just like our feelings, just like that. Just acknowledge them. And they will go. Right? They'll go, thank you. Thank you for acknowledging me. That's all I needed. I'm out of here now. Okay, whatever that is. Whatever that is. Let's look up, top, over, up. Wow, 23, 24 is what I just looked at that time. That's fine. That's fine. We're going into the weekend. You have lots of time to watch it. You can flick through the timestamps and whatever that is for you. What's we going to be looking at today? What were we just talking about? Cycles and movements. Isn't that funny? We're looking at our wheels. What created movement in your life? What are the cycles you keep repeating? What are the cycles you need to step away from? So if we don't recognize them, we're going to keep repeating them. But also, when it comes to like these family cycles and you're trying to break these unhealthy, toxic cycles, when it comes to our kids, we can't. It's hard. We don't know what we're going to pass on. And sometimes we end up passing things on when we... That's why it's so important to do that within work, get in touch with our own self and see those own cycles in our own lives. That the family cycles, you know, our own cycles of what we repeat in things, our habits, our behaviors, where did those come from? You know, are they helping? Are they hurting us? What's created that expansion? Right? So it's all looking within. And what created movement? Was it when you tried to make things happen, or when you got out of your own way and just, hey, took that next step as it appeared? You didn't know what you were doing, or whatever that is for you. What is that saying to you, right? Self-esteem. Did you build your confidence when you were able to do it? We had cycles where kids had to go out and do things on their own. We taught them to do it. And then now we get into these cycles where we're doing everything for our children. Even parents are going in and arguing with employers for their children. When do we stop? When do we stop? Cycles and movements. We're trying to be parents too long. And is that conditional? Look at that. What's that self-esteem in you? Building up who you are. And is who you are dependent on, oh, I am mother, I am this, but you're not seeing yourself as a human being. What's those cycles that we stop looking at each other as human beings? And that's a mother, that's a teacher, that's a doctor, that's, oh, there's the president, there's the queen, they're all people. They're all people. So let's look at those cycles where we start placing people above other people, where we're all equal people here. We're all equal. No exceptions. Doesn't matter what's your title. Doesn't matter how many possessions. No exception. We're all people. We all deserve to be here. Creator. We're all designed. We're all miracles designed by our Creator. It's not up to us to pick and choose who's, right? So it's time to tap into those healthy cycles. There is enough in the past. We can look at the history. We don't have to keep repeating those broken, toxic cycles. Why do we keep doing something that doesn't work? You got to keep doing it over. It's not working. Whatever that is for you, let's reflect on that. Let's reflect before we go taking those actions today. Let's go reflecting on that. Okay, reflecting in this creative energy. That's rice. I keep saying rice of passage. What is that? The rite of passage, those things that need to change. Are we letting our children go through these rites of passage where they need to learn how to make a sandwich for themselves? Or that cooking? Are we letting them learn to walk on their own? Are we bombarding them with all these lights and sound toys right from the start that we're not allowing their brains to develop naturally, to be able to go through those rites of passage in the brain development because we're trying to skip to genius? What is that? What needs to change in those cycles to create that movement in your life, to create those shifts where you start expanding instead of staying in the same circle, right? Because we run out of stamina. We keep running and running and running and running and running and running and running in circles, and we're not getting nowhere. Look at that hamster in the hamster wheel, right? It runs, it gets nowhere. So where does that change come from then? Well, get out of that wheel, right? Get off the wheel, get off the circle, get into the cycles, the spirals, and spiral that up. Because then we have that stamina. When we know who we are, and we're here doing what we came to do, we're not pushing ourselves doing what we, somebody else told us to do, or what we think will make other people happy, or whatever that is for you. Whatever that is for you, we're looking at that. We cannot maintain that because that's not coming from that truth. That's not coming from that unlimited potential and unlimited energy. That energy will be limited because that's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're trying to be something other than we are. Moose doesn't try to be anything other than moose, right? It'll stand up to that Mack truck, and that Mack truck better not honk, or you're going to think that's a moose cow. So what is that for you? We need to get into that self-esteem and who we are, right? That's what changes. It'll change naturally, right? The baby will grow and walk, and these things happen. Change happen. We can go kicking and screaming, or we can embrace that and open up to that and do it as full as us and who we are. Embrace those change, fully empowered in ourselves, fully knowing that we're worthy here and doing our part. What we were designed to do. You know what you were designed to do by looking at your life, looking at those cycles in your life. What's something that keeps coming up? Is there something that you've been denying? Right? But maybe that's your way to help. Who knows? What is that? What is it that you have to offer? And then we'll take that action on that. We'll go take that action on that. What is that action today? Weekend, whenever. Right? Get touched, you get inspired. Then you'll hear that call to action. Then you'll hear the call to action. And that's when you do. Then you respond. And then you respond. You get that call to action, and then you'll respond. So whatever that is, it'll come up, and that's what you do. You listen. You see that change. You got that stamina. We'll pace ourselves, right? We're looking at those cycles, and then we respond. When we see, when that starts coming up, an old pattern, an old cycle that hasn't been healthy, that has kept us contracting instead of expanding, then we'll have that ability to respond to that. And that's what we'll do. And we respond from our innocence. We respond from our innocence. We don't go to the family going, okay, we're stopping these cycles. Oh, see, no, you're repeating that. And we look at ourselves. We take responsibility for ourselves because that's who we're responsible for. This is the piece of earth that does. Did you hear that smack? Oh, okay. Innocently smack myself in the head. There we go. Can you laugh at yourself too? So let's look at that. Let's see that innocence in ourselves and everybody else. And we can keep focused on what happened in the past and these cycles that aren't changing and whatever. We look at what we can do to change them. And how do we do that? It's not by doing it for anybody else, right? It's tapping into our innocence and our ability to respond to what's happening around us. Because if we can't change what's happening around us, and we can change what's happening within us, right? And how we're responding to what's happening around us, right? There's the serenity. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Right? I've been hearing that one my whole life. This one's sticking up here. Come right out. This wants to say rebirth. We're doing the rebirth. We're rebirthing ourselves, this sacred earth, getting connected back to our spirit, and the rights we've had since birth. Weirdo. Okay, can you laugh at yourself? Look at the humor and opposites. Have you been doing, is what you want, but what you've been doing is the exact opposite of getting what you want, right? We want happiness, but we keep looking at all the stuff that's making us unhappy. Right? We think we have nothing, but we're not looking at all the fullness of life that's all around us. 11:22, when we get in touch with ourselves, right, we can laugh at ourselves. It doesn't matter because we know who we are. And it doesn't matter. Anybody can call names, whatever. Sticks and stones, right? It's up to us what we let in, what we let penetrate, how we're going to respond to that stuff out in the world. Even if we're judged, can we laugh at ourselves? That's what we need to do. All of humanity laugh at ourselves. We took this so seriously. We thought we were doing it all on our own. Oh, yeah. It's like those little babies, right? They think they can do it all on their own. And we laugh, and it's so cute. So let's look at ourselves as that. Ha, ha, ha. Look at how we fooled ourselves and thinking, we have to make up all the rules. We have to control everybody. We have to control. Ha, 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 ha. That's not how it works. Right? Time to be reborn. And away from these distractions. See, it's the diversions. Everything outside of ourselves. Let's look, because we've been looking for outside to make us happy. Where that true happiness, the true love, everything that can't be taken away, it all begins within. Anything outside of us can be taken away. Whatever we build inside, that's ours. Nobody can touch that. Right? We can go wherever we want in our dreams. It doesn't matter. They can lock us into solitary confinement, no light, whatever, but we can go off into our brains. We can go anywhere we want in our minds. If you believe in astral travel, all of that. So if we connect with that, stop diverting ourselves out there. Stop diverting ourselves thinking, hey, we don't have any of these special telepathic connections. Like, we don't even need cell phones. We can connect right here. We could. Maybe it might take a little bit more effort. And, well, hey, human beings, we can be pretty lazy. Give me the easy way. I don't want to do the work. Anyway, let's look up there. Our self-esteem, stepping into our power, fully, wholly, who we are. Stepping away from those unhealthy cycles, right? Channeling the light, the apprentice of pipes, right? Learning, seeing that self-esteem of who we are, getting in touch with our divine confidence and our higher selves. Connected to that source, and we're channeling the light of our higher selves, of our source. That's coming through. That's how we make those shifts in those cycles. That's how we create those movements. Maybe it's music. Oh, that's so beautiful. Step into the flow. Put on some music. See what comes up for you. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? But this is what we need to do. This is what we're looking at here. Overall, are we channeling the light? Are we trying to make things happen? Or are we getting out of the way, right? Divine's will, not our will. Right? They'll take care of the details. We put out there. We put in our orders, whatever. It's like at a restaurant. You don't go in the back and make sure they got all the ingredients and how they're cooking it, what spices they're putting in. You put in your order, you wait. Right? If it comes or something wrong, you can go, hey, that's not exactly how or that's not what I ordered. Whatever. You can even go, I changed my mind completely. Whatever. So, what is that? Are you channeling that light through that love? Is it coming from that place of love and light? And of who you fully are in your wholeness? Or are you still fragmenting yourself, still judging? What is that? Are you still coming based from ego? Or is that the light? Is your self-esteem based on the stuff around there? Or that inside that nobody can take? I don't know. What is that? What is that for you? Right? Then we're reflecting. What are you trying to tell us? What are you trying to tell us here with that? Well, right here, let's look at that, right? That discernment. It's trying to teach us how to discern. Judgment, initiation. Number 20 in the deck, the wisdom to discern. Discernment. That's what we need. Channeling the light to discern. It's not judge. Not judge. Is this something that works? Is this something that's helpful? Is this something that will benefit all? Or is this something that's just going to benefit me in this moment? But Spirit's there with us. And we can connect with that instead of going out and diverting ourselves with all these other opinions of the people out there. How about we go right to that source inside? That's where that energy comes from. That's where that stamina comes from. 3 and 3, right? That's where those changes happen. We open up to those changes, and that helps us move through that gracefully. Let's discern. What are you holding on to? What are you not letting go of? What are you still judging? What are you not allowing that to happen in that change, right? Especially with our kids. We don't want our kids to grow up. How do we hold our kids back in those ways, those of us that do have kids? How are we holding our littles inside back? Because we're just in these habits. We don't know what this is going to be like, right? That's where embracing that unknown had popped up there, right? And then what will we do? We take that action from our innocence. We have that ability to respond because we've made a discernment. We've discerned if this is for our life, right? Then we can come home. Then we're coming home. That's that action today. Come home, fully, wholly into you, right? We're passing on that knowledge. Our little ones are watching us. By living our lives, following our dreams, seeing us in our confidence, and channeling that light. Our little ones are watching that too. Those little innocent eyes are watching us. And then learn to do that for themselves. Again, we don't know what we're going to pass on, but it's living from that example. That's how we teach others, by the example. Not by telling them what to do. And even our kids, sometimes we have to tell them what to do. Yes, as a parent, yes. But more, it's about showing them because they do more, like do as I say, not as I do. Well, they do more of what we do than what they say. So, right, if you want them to do what you say, have your doing match up to what you're saying. Right? Show them that. Come home. Be so congruent. Have your actions and your words always match. As much as you can. As you're fully aligned with yourself, you're channeling that light, right? You're discerning, and you come home. That's the way it goes, right? A devotion of joy and healing. Are we devoted to joy and healing or fear? Because it's been fear that's been driving us, fear that's been leading us. And where has that gotten us? Oh, in the same old cycles, fighting over and over and over again. Because there's not enough. We're in this lack, this scarcity. There's not enough for everybody when there is. Absolutely. Look at 3, 3, and 3 down on that. Look at that. And 20 and 10 over here. Excellent. So, the devotion of joy and healing. Are you devoted to joy and healing, or are you devoted to that fear? Right? Because it's that fear saying that scares, that's a diversion. If you're focused on all that material stuff, what a diversion, right? We focus and we have to laugh at ourselves. We think that, oh, we're the source of the power for everybody. I've got to, like sometimes mom is in there fueling everybody and everybody's just taken. Nobody's giving back. So this is where we need to realize we need to be energized here too. And again, if we're going to be pouring it out to everybody, we might not come back from them, but so we need to make sure we're doing our own self-care too. Let's laugh at ourselves, right? Because we have to give to ourselves, open up and let that pour through us, right? We're not giving of our own energies. We're all connected. That's what that's showing. It's sharing, but it's teaching them. And you see that little one is learning to share. He's giving his energy to the little deer. You see that little one down there, and this one's sharing the music. So they're all share. See how that circle comes around? They're all sharing with each other, right? It's not like back here and then back here. No, we're passing this on, and then I'm passing this on, and I'm sharing it with this one, right? And then it's coming back to mom's heart. I'm sending it out. Or we can go the other way. Is it back and forth, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. Wise priestess, energizing others. We tap into that wise priestess within ourselves and laugh if we don't think we have one. Yeah. Even if you're a big old macho man, you'll have a wise priestess inside of you. Right? We'll have a look at that this weekend. You beautiful beings. Thank you for being you, shining your light through in everything you do. Because you know what? This world is so needs you. And thank you. Thank you, beautiful beings. Biggest heart hugs ever. Yes. Keep shining that light through. Be you, fully, holy, and true, like that big, strong moose. We know who we are. Love you.